What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace, and I got the new Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette from Makeup by Mario. So this is what she looks like on the inside for anyone who's interested. We're going to compare it to some other palettes, and I'm going to give you a cute little eye look real quick before we get into the new makeup releases that I'll film after this. But if you like videos like this, if you like new makeup releases that I'm filming after this, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you like a good fragrance video, I have a couple coming up on the horizon. I just need to get done editing them. If you like a good complexion video, I've done tons of those recently, so take your pick of the ones that's flashing across the screen now. There's Makeup by Mario, there's Patrick Ta, there's Ulta Beauty, there's One Side, there's Rabanne, there's Tower 28, there's Kosas. So we have a multitude of makeup videos to choose from when it comes to complexion. If you like a good eyeshadow video, we're doing this one right now. I did the Adept Cosmetics one. I did the Cosmic Brushes one. So I've done a couple of newer ones if you're interested in that sort of thing. If you like, so if you like all those sorts of things along with some fashion, I do fashion shorts twice a week when it comes to shorts, and then I have a couple of fashion videos coming up, so you have to stay tuned for those. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So let me show a few of the comparisons that I have, and then we'll get into me doing the eye look. So I'm gonna start off with one of the first quads he came out with, blue. This is the Party Glam quad. It has blue in it. It's mainly blue shimmers. There is one blue matte, though. I'm not gonna do swatches in this video because I don't want to have to sit here forever. So this is what they look like side by side. As you can see, it's not exactly the same, but there's a silver in here, there's a silver in here, there's a blue in here, there's a blue in here. So I wanted to show that he's been doing blues for a while. Then you have the palette he came out with earlier this year, the Master Mattes, the neutrals. I feel like these were pretty similar. I told you all that in the video. It doesn't have the blue, but I feel like it still has a lot of similar tones. And I feel like the tones that they took out of here, they put shimmers to replace in this one. So I feel like these are pretty similar as well. So I feel like if you have this, you might not necessarily need this unless you really want a navy blue. But I figured you can buy a navy blue single and have a similar vibe. And if you already have the Ethereal palette and you prefer warm tones and you bought this for the more neutrally cool tones, all you have to do is use the shimmers out of there, use the mattes in here, and you don't need this palette. That's just my personal opinion. Next, believe it or not, I have this Cookies and Dream palette from e.l.f. If you're just looking for a similar color story vibe and you don't necessarily care about it being exact, I feel like this could be a good alternative because, as you can see, it's giving a similar vibe. You just don't get like the deep navy blue. It's a shimmery blue instead. But this is what they look like side by side. Then you got the Hershey's Cookie and Cream palette from Moonlight. I feel like these look pretty similar as well. So here's what they look like side by side. Again, I'm saying stuff is similar. I'm not saying it's exact, but I feel like if you have this palette, you might not need this one. And this has fun iridescent shimmers in it, in addition to having more metallic filled shimmers. But I feel like these are going to be kind of like on the shimmery side. But if you need more details and swatches and whatnot, make sure you go watch my girl Dionluvsmakeup video. She actually did her live today because we both got it the same day. I went to the store and bought mine the same day, and she ordered hers online and got it in the mail today. So make sure you go check out Dion's video. And today is being Thursday. Obviously her live is already up, so make sure you check it out when you get done with this video. Then I have the Mothership one, of course, because that was the first palette I thought of when I thought of this palette. I feel like Mother is a little bit more cooler than this one, but otherwise I feel like they look pretty similar because a lot of the mattes, in my opinion, looks similar. And again, she used the pop of blue effect when it came to the shimmer, as opposed to being like Mario and just having a blue matte and a whole bunch of sparkly neutral shimmers. I understand why he did what he did, because he does a lot of like neutral-esque makeup. Of course, y'all know, if you remember the blueprint from back in the day. Now I changed my palette around, so mine is more like blue and gray, doesn't have like the neutrals in it. So I'll show you both versions. And break on me. Here is what it looks like alongside the actual palette, so you can see what it originally looks like. It gives like warm tone browns and stuff, but it gives you like the cool tones of blue. So they basically had their version of the pop of blue effect. I think I just took all of like the fun shades out of a certain palette, or all like the blackish and gray silver shades out of another palette, and put them in this one so I can have a more blue and silver effect as opposed to the neutral and silver. So this is what they look like side by side. So, and since melt palettes are able to take the shades out, I just switched it out accordingly. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think I took these shades out of Millennial Pink, I think. Yeah, I took these shades out of Millennial Pink and put them in here and created this palette to look like this. So you can comment down below if you want me to battle this against that, or if you want me to battle Mother against it. I know for sure we're going to battle this palette against the Moonlight palette, just because I want to see how similar the mattes are when it comes to undertones and things like that, and I figure you'd be interested in that as well. We can also test the original Ethereal eyes against the Moonlight if you're interested. So we can test, because this is the original one he came out with. To me, this is just another version of the, what's that palette, the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. That's the vibes that it gives me, but we can try both of these side by side and see if the shimmers are the same and the formulas work the same if you prefer, so you can see how both of them look like on someone of my skin tone. Comment down below, let me know, but let me zoom in real quick and keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, and I'll figure out what we're gonna do with this. You know I'm gonna have to incorporate the blue because I just love blue. I honestly just want to do a nice blue smoky eye and then put one of the sparkles on the lid. So it's probably what I'm gonna go for, but I gotta figure out what exactly I'm gonna do, so I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, this is the eye that we are working with. As y'all can see, I had to do a little extra, you know, because I don't know, it's kind of underwhelming when it comes to the color story. I wasn't expecting a whole lot though, but you know. What I did was make sure I didn't use any of the colors that we're going to use in the other palette. So I mainly stuck to like this part. I used this one. Of course, I used black because I need something dark for the outer V. I used this as a transition shade because that's the only other color I had besides this one. I wasn't necessarily feeling this one. I wanted to do a more neutral situation. But I used this shimmer because I know it's not in either one of the other palettes we can compare to it. So I tried to stay away from stuff that was in the other palettes. So I used this shade for the lid because I knew there was another palette either. So that's why I stayed away from the gray. But again, I had to use the black for the outer V just to see how deep it was and get an idea for its depth compared to what we're going to do when it comes to this palette right here. I kind of got the line lip too, and I didn't expect to like this combination. I put on the brown lip oil from e.l.f. on top of the Prada lipstick that I wasn't a huge fan of, and I'm liking the way it looks in like a Charlotte Tilbury brown lip liner, and I was concerned about how I was going to go with this look, but I actually think everything turned out pretty nice, which I'm kind of shocked about. So I'm just like, okay. So I want this to be deep, dark, smoky, like fancy type vibe, so that's why I went with this darker brown instead of the more mauvey-ish tone. Even though I'm starting to think I should have, because I know I'm going to have to reuse that brown ink, but it's like I knew I was going to have to reuse some of them. I just tried to keep it at a minimum what I was going to have to reuse basically. So now of course y'all know I had to use the blue, so let's go into the blue shade. The thing that disappointed me about the blue shade though was it's kind of like, you know, I feel like once you blended it in, it was already kind of like on the deeper navy-ish like blue side. So like once you buffed it in, I feel like you couldn't really tell that big a difference between it and the black. So looking back, I probably could have used it on the outer V too, and you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference, because it's like I can barely tell the difference and I put it on. So that's the only like disappointing thing I have to say about the palette so far, that the blue is too deep to this one. I feel like if you had done an indigo blue and then when you blend it out it got to be a deeper blue, you'd still be able to tell it's blue. With this, I feel like it looks like it's a charcoal, like grayish, bluish black, and then the black just looks like a regular black. So it's like I don't feel like there's enough differentiation in between the two shades. Now maybe if you're of a lighter skin tone there's enough differentiation, but I feel like on some of my skin tone you can't really tell too much of a difference, and that's what disappoints me with this shade. And just random side note, that's why I put the blue shimmery eyeliner in the crease, because I don't feel like you can really tell the difference anyway. I'm gonna put the black on the outer V on this side because I did it to the other side just so you all could see what I'm talking about, because I feel like there's not that much a difference, and you'll be able to see now. So that way when I put the eyeliner and all that stuff on after the video's over, you can like see the tone due to the lack of difference in my personal opinion between them. But you know, so I did get a little bit of fallout when it came to the blue sparkly Ethereal-esque shade. Let's go in with the black on the outer V now. This is my Sigma E25. So you see what I'm saying? Like I don't really feel like I see that much of a difference when it comes to putting on the actual eye. Like to me this looks like a little more grayish blue, and this looks like a charcoalish black. So I don't see enough difference for my personal liking for it to be a huge difference. Okay, so after I put the shimmer on the lid, I'm gonna go back in with the blue and kind of put it over this side, y'all know, to match the shimmer and the matte together. So you know, you see like on the eye, like I don't feel like you see any difference once I put on the shades. So I feel like I could easily put that on the back of the eye like you see here, and you wouldn't see any difference when it comes to tone. So that's my main disappointment. That's always my disappointment with stuff like this, because I feel like when they make them too close to the tone, it just doesn't look the same. So now I'm going to put the blue on top of it, and you can tell me if you can see the difference or not. Now, can you tell the difference between the navy blue being right here and the black being right there? Because I cannot at all. And like I told you, I put it on. Right, so you put this blue pencil in the waterline just because I'm like, want more blue to this look, and that blue in here just totally let me down. So I'm gonna put. Okay, y'all. So I'm feeling the under. I think it's real cute. I kind of want to put the blue underneath there just to see how it's gonna look. So we might actually get some lower lash line work done tonight, because I'm only doing the new makeup release video for this, and then that's it. So I think we're actually gonna put that underneath the lower lash line. But let's go into the inner corner shade, because I ended up putting that on top of the lid to get that extra sparkle that you see, because as you can see it's quite dull now. So I'm gonna go in with the okay, yeah, so this is what we're working with for the eyes. Now let's put the blue on the lower lash line real quick. I don't see the difference between the blue and the black. Okay, y'all, so this is what we're working with as a finish. I know I look crazy because I haven't done the other side yet to match it, but this is what we're working with. So let me back you on up and give the rest of my nose. So I find Makeup by Mario's formula to be kind of powdery, kind of like Dose of Colors used to be before they changed it up. So it's more on the powdery side, so just keep that in mind when you're buying this. If you wanted a nice warm tone, cool tone situation, then I feel like this could be a good palette for you. I feel like the price is kind of high for what it is though, but I always feel like that when it comes to his palettes, just because I don't know, I don't like to spend $1 million on neutrals. And because everything else in his brand is affordable, that's why I feel like I find his palettes to be high, because I'm like, this is like $75 after you pay taxes. And $75 for this, personally, to me, isn't necessarily worth it. It's just okay compared to some of the other things I have in my collection. Like, I'd rather pay that type of price for like a Patrick Ta palette. I like his formula a little bit better. His is powdery as well, but I don't know. I just feel like I like his color story. I like the formula of his a little bit better. I do like his color story too, because he gave us that rose gold palette, and I love tones like that. And I feel like Makeup by Mario just kind of repeats the same ones over again. And I feel like Patrick Ta is expanding a little bit more when it comes to his, because you know he's coming out with like multi-chromes and dual chromes. I'm not saying he doesn't do that, but I don't know, I just feel like because he's done so many collabs with these types of colors. They were talking about it in Dion's live, how he had a collab with ABH and it had similar tones. Then you gotta remember he did those 2 collabs with Kim, and those had like the same tones. So it's like I feel like he comes out with a lot of the same tones over and over again. It's like after a while I'm like, that's cute, but it's like, can you come up with something else? Like, I'm waiting on him to do something different as opposed to always give us the same thing. When he first came out, I was just like, okay, because those 3 little quads that he came out with originally, came out with eyeshadow, did have little pops of color and fun to him, but I don't know, I feel like he just repeats a lot of neutrals. I understand from a makeup artist standpoint though why he repeats a lot of neutrals, but being a person who likes color, I'm never going to be super excited about a whole bunch of neutrals and then charging like $75 for a whole bunch of neutrals isn't exactly like doing it for me. So like, I don't know, I need him to give me something different besides this, or else I like might have to tap out and stop buying his palettes. I'm telling y'all, it's giving too much of the same over and over again, and I can't, like, I don't feel like I can justify like the price point basically what it comes down to. So that's just me, but you can comment down below and tell me what you think. So overall, it's a nice palette. I don't personally think it's worth the $75 to me, just because we know this isn't my, like, you know, style of a makeup as a general rule. So the price point doesn't make it worth it to me. If you're an everyday consumer who wears like lots of neutrals and stuff, then you might find it to be worth it if you don't mind having a powdery formula and a nice simple cool tone and warm tone kind of mixed palette. If you like all matte, you might prefer his matte neutral one that we're going to test against this one. But I don't know, to me it's just okay. Like I said before when I did the first video, I wasn't that necessarily crazy about it. I'm not necessarily crazy about this one either. I can appreciate the fact though there are cool tones in it for once, because I, like a lot of other people, been wanting him to do cool tones for a while. But I don't know, it's just meh to me. So those are my thoughts. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe. Membership is down below if you're interested. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.